Hi, you're welcome to this segment of the 30-day job challenge with Job Network Nigeria. I want to talk about CV writing in this particular video. I'm not going to bother telling you guys what a CV is because I know every single one of us already knows what a CV is. If you don't, I don't know why you're here. Let me just brush through some common mistakes that you've been making in your CV, because these mistakes might be the reasons why you've not even landed an interview yet. How much more landing a job? So mistake number one is grammatical error. So it's always advisable that you proofread your CV over and over again. And better yet, if you have someone you can give it to also have a look, it's very, very advisable, because you might not even notice sometimes that you've made a mistake on your CV. Like, it's very important that you check your spellings properly, dot your I's and cross your T's, and ensure that you don't have any grammatical error in your CV. Another mistake you might be making is including a picture in your CV. It is absolutely not necessary to include a picture in your CV. Mistake number three you're possibly making is using a wrong Gmail. Many of you use funky Gmail addresses like sexybabe@gmail.com, hotbabe@gmail.com, sweetguy@gmail.com. It is absolutely unnecessary. Your email should be just your first name and your last name at gmail.com. Otherwise, that people are not going to take you seriously. The recruiters are not going to take you seriously, because if you were serious, you would use a proper email. Another mistake you may be making is putting irrelevant information in your CV. Irrelevant information like your date of birth, your marital status, your hobbies. All of those things are not necessary. Nobody needs to know whether you're married or not before they will give you a job. Nobody needs to know the date, the year, and the day you were born before they will give you a job. It is your qualification that matters, not your marital status, not the number of children that you have. It is absolutely not necessary in your CV. Another mistake you've probably been making is putting referee. This one is a very common one, and I know a lot of people are guilty of it. You don't need to put the names of your contacts and their phone numbers in your CV under the referee section. It is not necessary at all. Then another common mistake that I see very often is the way that you portray your experience. So many people write their experiences as their job duties and not as achievements, which should not be. If, for example, you worked as a customer care representative and you listed your experience as I attended to customers on a daily basis, that is just your duty. It's not an achievement. The recruiter already knows that you must have attended to customers on a daily basis as part of your job role in being a customer care representative. You need more than that. You need achievement. You need to show the recruiter what you actually achieved in that position and from doing that particular thing. So instead of writing, I attended to customers on a daily basis, you can write something like, I improved customer satisfaction and customer retention by 80% through effective customer service. You see the difference. The first one is just telling you what she used to do. The other one is telling you what she achieved by doing what she used to do. So tell me, if you were the recruiter, which of these two examples would you go for? Obviously, you're going to go for the second one, because you can see the achievement that he or she attained from doing that particular thing. And you're going to know that this person coming into your own organization is going to also put in the work and is going to bring great achievements for you too, like retaining your customers and ensuring that they're always satisfied with your service. So that is another thing. And then finally, the skill section, many people just list out their soft skills like teamwork, like communication, collaboration, multitasking. Yes, those are important, but also do not forget your hard skills. Your hard skills are the tools that you can use. If you're a social media manager, you have specific tools that you use, tools like Popular, tools like Buffer, tools like Meta. And if you're a customer care representative, you also have tools that you use, tools like Zoho and the rest of them. So include the tools that you use in your skills section. Those are your hard skills. Include them in your skills section. Don't just list your soft skills alone. And before I go, let me just mention this one thing, because I think a lot of people are not aware of this. You have to tailor your CV to every job you apply to. Don't use one CV for every job. If you're an accountant, don't use one CV, your one accounting CV for every accounting job you're applying to. It doesn't fly. You have to edit that CV consistently. For every job you apply to, you should edit that CV and ensure that that CV matches with the job description of the job that you're applying to. The keywords in the job that you're applying to, the job keywords in the job description has to reflect in your CV. Otherwise, that it's not going to pass the ATS system. So that being said, let me just go ahead and share my screen with you so you can actually see what an ATS standard CV looks like, and you can go ahead and implement the corrections on your own CV.
So this right here is an example of a bad CV. This is what your CV shouldn't look like. As you can see, this CV has date of birth, has sex, state of origin, and all that, which are absolutely unnecessary. If you look at the education segment, you'd see that this person listed all of the educational qualifications, including their primary school. Nobody really wants to know which primary school you attended. It is absolutely not necessary. And then if you take a look at the work experience, the person only listed the places that he or she worked, but did not include the job duties with metrics. He just listed it and that's it. And then he further goes on to list his hobbies, which are not necessary, and then reference, which we've already talked about. Now, this, on the other hand, is an example of a proper ATS standard CV. You can pause the video and zoom in to have a clearer picture of what the CV actually looks like. Not only did this person use key metrics to quantify her achievements all through the CV, she also designated a column for just achievements to ensure that the recruiter is able to see the achievements she has accomplished so far in the course of her career. And that is very, very interesting. There is no recruiter that would see this CV and would not want to give this person a chance at interview. So this is the example of an ATS standard CV that you should use when drafting your own CV. You can pause and take a screenshot, or you can do a Google search of ATS standard CVs to see other samples, just to get a clearer picture of what your CV is actually supposed to look like. I hope you learned something in this particular video. See you in the next one.